Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to Darts Review channel. In this video I'm going to be checking out the new L-Style Fantom moulded flights. I know what you're thinking, another moulded flight, but the L-Styles have been out since around about 2000 I think, and I think they were one of the first companies to reintroduce the moulded flights to the market. Obviously they've been out for years and years, but people always say, oh, they're just the same as them plastic bar flights that you get, but they're not really the same as them. The materials and the construction and design, it's all been advanced, but as you know, Condor Axe have been very popular, and whatever the material that they were made of, it seems like all the other brands are copying off it, and these look to be another kind of similar material to what they were. Now these were first released early this year in Japan, and people were having problems with them breaking. So to their credit, L-Style recalled them off the market and they've reconfigured, or whatever it is they've done to them, re-engineered them, and they've released them again. And so far I've not heard anyone with any issues, so hopefully they've sorted whatever the problem was, and now it'll be a long-lasting, durable flight. But the advantage of using the separate flight is the fact that you can use your own stems. You don't have to be tied into the stem that is fixed into an all-in-one system. You can use just about any stem, but it's mostly stems that are like plastic, nylon, polycarbonate or carbon fibre. Alloy stems tend to not work because usually the slots are very thin and these are quite thick, so it can be quite difficult to put them in. But I'll show you a variety of different stems. Now obviously L-Style recommend you to use their stems, and you would think yes, they would say that, but there's a specific reason why their stems may be better, and I'll show you that just now. So I'll give you some info on the flights in a minute, and then I'll give you a closer look and try them on some stems, and then I'll have a few throws at the dartboard. But obviously I can't test the durability in a short video, so again it's something I'll have to report back on. But you'll be able to buy these on December the 1st, and they're going to be retailing for around about €9.95, which is about £8.70. So let's check them out. So I asked the L-Style rep to let me know what the advantages were and anything specific that I should relay in the video, and this is the info that I got. So if you want to pause that and read that, it'd probably be easier than me reading it all out. So there's going to be two shapes available, the L1 and the L3, which is standard and the shape, and the L1 is in clear, black, blue and red, and the L3 will be available in clear black, green, clear pink and purple. It might actually mean clear green and clear purple as well. So as with all the L-Style moulded flights, come in these plastic boxes, and I don't know if you can read this on the back. It says, warning, opening this box may cause serious fun. So that's the end of the video. I can't open that box, can I? I mean, how am I going to cope with all that serious fun? Go on then, you only live once. I'll open it, but on your head be it. Oh, I can't. I'll have to close it quick. So there's a strong smell coming off it. Almost smells like cherries. Is it cherry flavoured flights? That's almost, it kind of smells like that. I'm not joking as well. You just stay there while I have some flight sniffing fun. Maybe that's what it meant. But very nice looking flights. I'll just open up the black ones. Do they smell as well? They smell of blackberries. No, I'm joking. They've got the same smell. It must be just something to do with the dyes or the plastic. It's quite a strong smell actually. But I've only got the L1 shape, and the Easy Flights probably what I think is a better version of the L-Style moulded system, simply because it's got the built-in champagne ring. And one thing that I would say is these things which the flights are on, don't throw them away. I mean, even if you've used your flights, keep hold of them, because you can actually use them to put your darts in as a little dart stand, and it actually holds it. So keep hold of them things, don't throw them out. So we'll just have a quick close look, and then I'll stick them on some stems. Now on the actual flight it says, let's have a look, it says life, love, luck, and then it says L style, enjoy darts, enjoy life. So good philosophy, I suppose. It's a little bit hard to get that to show on the camera, but it's there. Now, like I said, they've got the built-in champagne ring, and the flights have also got reinforced edges, so it's a little bit thicker along the leading edge, but the center section is actually slightly thinner, so that allows it to insert into the stems a little bit easier. And obviously with all molded flights you've got this perfect 90-degree angle. And the reason why these are called champagne rings is if you turn it upside down, it looks like a champagne glass. So there's like the base of the glass, there's the stem, and there's the body of the glass. So a champagne flute, and that's why they're called champagne flights, champagne rings. And the tops have also got a little bit of reinforcement there, as you can see, and the very middle part has just got a very slight kind of like thicker point, and this spine running down the middle. So there's some flex like there is with all the molded flight systems, and it kind of feels like not quite the same as the Condor axe, but kind of similar, maybe just a little bit more flexy. And I think what the issue that was having before is people were finding they were breaking along the center part, but I think that may have just been from contact, so it's not something I'm going to be able to test just by squeezing it like that. I'm going to have to use them for a while to see how durable they are. And what I said before, the reason why L-Style recommend their stems, which you would expect them to do anyway, this is the L stems, or what is it, this one? L shaft champagne ring shell lock. So that comes with the champagne cap, but obviously you don't need that. But the stems that they make have got these little flight guards on, so when you put the when you put the flight on the stem, it's a bit awkward doing this through the camera screen, so it doesn't quite go all the way down, but that little bit of angled plastic sticking out just gives it a little bit of extra protection. So if it comes into contact with a flight of a dart that's in the board, at first it'll hit that, and then it'll go and run along the edge of that leading edge, instead of like going into the mid section there where it would cause it to have more stress. So as far as I can push it down, it won't go any further than that. But the champagne cap covers the tops of the tines, so when your dart's incoming, unless you've got really sharp points, and they might go through there, but most cases it'll run over the top of that, so protecting the top of the stem. But that's particular reason why I think it may be a handy thing to use the L-style stems, because of them little flight guards, but you don't have to. So that's one particular L-style stem, and this is another, and these are the Laros. Let's get it back into focus, and I wouldn't use the ring with it, obviously you don't need that, but these have got a very fine flight guard on them, so I'll have to move it away while I stick the flight in, the stem in. But with these ones, the flight doesn't go down very far, so it's not really getting over the tops of the stems very well, so don't really think all the stems are going to work well with them. You could still throw them with that, but it just doesn't seem to fit very well. And this is the L style carbon, so again, take the champagne ring off because you don't need that. Now the slots on these are quite widely spaced, so the flight goes into them quite easy, and it actually works rather well with them. So the flight guard just helps a bit, and it actually covers quite a bit of the top of the stem, so again you got some protection there, and it's quite a tight fit, and it will work with other carbon stems. These are the Harrows Carbon ST. I'll just leave the ring on for this because it's not going to really affect it. So it'll work with them, it goes on nice and easy, it'll protect the top of that, and it'll also work with the normal super grip carbons. I'm not saying you have to use carbon stems all the time. I'll show you some other stems just now. So this is what I'm saying, like, you'll find some that it'll work really well with and others not so well. And this is a standard alloy stem, and with alloy stems you often have very fine slots, so even though that midsection of the flight is thinner, I'm still going to struggle to get that in. Alright, just gonna, yeah, I don't push it in there because it is quite tight, so it's probably going to damage the flight, so wouldn't recommend alloy stems like that. This is the Harrows Ignite, which I think is a polycarbonate stem. I've took the ring off, again fits easy onto them, but in a lot of the cases you'll only go so far down on the slots, as long as it's tight enough, which it felt like it is. And these are a mixture, the Sabre, polycarbonate and alloy top, so again I think it's going to struggle to get into them, and it is. I'm not going to force it in. So basically nylon, polycarbonate, carbon, they're probably all going to be okay, but you'll have varying degrees of how well the flight will fit in and how far it goes down, because they're not all made to the same exact specifications. These are the shot eagle claw stems. It actually fits in really nice on them, so it almost looks like it's a all-in-one flight with it being the same colour. So polycarbonate stems, I often find they do break quite easy, so the fact that you've got the Robin Hood protecting the top of it is good. So it works quite well on them ones. And this is the Target Pro Grip Evo, so let's have a look. Now it fits quite well on them ones, but it's not covering a lot of the top of the stem, but it'll still be enough to protect it. And these are the 180 Vice. Now these are a polycarbonate stem, but we look, it's got a very tight slot there, so I'll see if I can get this in. Actually gone in quite easy, so quite a good fit on them, and it's also covered quite a bit of the top of the stem, so surprised they worked on them actually. And I think these are the Carbon Red Dragon TRX, and fits in easy on them as well. But again, carbon, the Red Dragon Nitro stems, alloy tops, so it's too tight of a fit. I mean, you could probably open up the slots and get it to fit in, but I don't know if it's worth doing that. So I might just use that setup, have a few throws with them. It's definitely a strong smell on them flights, like cherry flavoured flights. Do you want to eat my flights? It's 1.07 grams, so quite light. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just have a few throws and then wrap up. Alright, I'm just going to have a few throws. I'm not going to go too crazy because, I mean, the main thing with these kind of flights is how well they last, how durable they are. And I'm not going to really find that out in a short video, so... I think I've got the wrong stems really for these. Not the wrong stem as in what it is. I think I should have had a short stem. So it's quite a long barrel, this. I see they're going over left to the right a little bit. But like I say, you got to spend time with these systems and see how they work for you. And you can't really work all that out in just a short video, so... I had a few contacts there, like, but... There's a nice flight, but a lot of these new flights do look nice. And although when you push the wings together it feels quite flexy, the midsection feels rather stiff. And I don't know if that's just down to the way that the champagne cap is built into it. Just kind of like making the mid part feel even stronger. Oh, treble 5 champion. I was going for the treble 1. I nearly got a treble 20. I don't know if you've seen that thing about Paddy Power making the treble 20 green, but why not? We all know green is the best colour, right? But no, even though I do like green, I think you should keep it traditional. I mean, it wouldn't be the lipstick then, would it? I mean, who wears green lipstick? Mind you, you should start wearing it. But yeah, like I say, it's something I'm going to have to report back on, but there's that many new flights out now. I made my voice go a bit funny there when I threw that. But like I say, there's that many new flights out now. Can't keep up with them all. So I'm just going to leave it there. There's no point in carrying on throwing. I'm not going to learn anything that. It's just something you've got to come back to. And it's kind of like a taster review, kind of, just to let you know about them. But I think they will be quite popular simply because the L style flights are already very popular, and some people do like to prefer to change their own stems, and with an all-in-one system you fix to that stem. And obviously with these you can use just about any stem, as I kind of showed. But if they're as good as what all the other L style flights are, I think, like I said, they'll be popular. So I don't know when this video is going to go out. I'm hopefully getting it just a few days before the release. If you happen to get a set, or you've already had some and you've used it, battery ran out there, so I had to replace it on the camera. So what I was saying is, if you've already used these, you might have managed to get hold of a set from Japan and what have you, or you've bought them after you've seen the video when they're on release, and you've used them for a while, report back with your own feedback on them. Don't just go by what I say. It's quite a busy time of year for me, and I don't always get time to do an intensive test on everything. So kind of rely on you to give us some feedback as well. And also it helps everyone else to have other people's different opinions. We don't all throw the darts the same way. They don't all land in the same way. So it's nice to have various feedback from other people. So that's the end of the video. I was going to say I'll leave you with the gallery, but I don't know whether I've got one to show you. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Happy darting.